Hello to the chicos and the chicas. We are speedrunning and we are doing a healthy d4. And we are now going to follow my club players 1d4 opening repertoire. And I'm anticipating either a check or b6. Check being the Bogo Indian and b6 being the Queen's Indian defense. And here we are going to play this very old yet very reliable variation that goes back to the time of Petrosians, where we play a3 in order to deny the pin, and now the knights are beautifully centralized. Bishop e7 is a poorish move here. d5 is the correct way to contest the center. Part of the reason for that is because now I can capitalize on what black lacking in the center, and I can play d5, and now e4 next is going to be unstoppable. This move also shuts down the bishop, and in fact, after likely castles e4, both black bishops are looking pretty poorly placed. Note I avoid the terminology of bad bishops purposely. If you would like to be getting a little bit updated on that topic, I recommend you check out my videos, that I made a couple of videos ago, where I talk about the bad bishops and how people often misread the situation there. So yeah, these are now two very miserable fellas, that's for sure. We look to castle. If knight c5, we drop back, and then black needs to watch out for b4. Note how I also have easy access to the d4 square, whereas e5 is not an outpost. I can kick the black knight out with f4, and likewise c5 needs securing with a5, otherwise that is also kickable. This is a pretty tragic opening outcome from black's perspective, because although all pieces are developed, black is extremely passive. Yep, c6 is a logical break. The downside of this move is that now d6 becomes isolated, and also I can score a few extra tempi, like this one on this bishop, and I look to dump this knight on f5, which may look counterintuitive, but in the long run this bishop is not that bad at all. After rook e8, bishop f8, and the subsequent g6, bishop g7, that dude is a respectable piece for sure. And so knight f5 and going after that bishop is actually quite a rational and good way to proceed. I would play rook e85 black here. I was also looking at knight c5, but the downside of knight c5 is that it allows me to play bishop g5. And then all of a sudden, not only am I going to get the bishop, but the pin afterward is going to be really, really painful. And knight e5 is kind of headed for the same direction. So I'm going to play bishop g5 and give up my bishop happily, because after knight takes, queen takes, there is increased pressure on all of these things. And I also like the fact that bishop g5 was a developing move. Now after this, if they drop back to g6, then we drop back to g3, and all of a sudden it's the d6 pawn that is experiencing a bit of heat. And we also do like that a lot. Maybe rook e7 is still decent. Rook e8 rather. But now after take, I'm going to preserve my bishop. Yep. Yep. Again, the most logical move to me appears to be rook e8. And then I guess I will have to take this. That move doesn't make too much sense to me. In fact, it almost loses to knight b5 if it weren't for the fact that my e4 pawn is hanging, because knight b5 is a double attack on these two, which means that we are going to play rook e8, rook e1. Wow, I keep on getting my coordinates wrong. What's wrong? And now knight b5 is really, really nasty. Yeah, rook c8 was poor. Rook e8 had to be played. Black's main trump card is the pressure against the e4 pawn, especially if allowed to drop back. And so that was the move that they needed to do. This is a textbook case of when people think that they are playing developing moves, and the move itself, while it places a rook on the open file, has zero added value. Like, black can do nothing now that they couldn't do before rook c8. It's very important to observe, and it's very important to try to get into this mentality of not just playing moves that look good on paper and the moves that tick boxes, but moves that contribute to your position. Because rook c8 places the rook on the only open file, technically the best move, whereas my rook e1 is shooting in the back of my own pawn. Yet, my move contributes to a very powerful plan, which is to exploit the weakness of these two pawns. If it was my move again, knight b5 would be close to winning on the spot. Right? Let's see what rook c8 brings to the table for black. Black can do now what that they couldn't do before rook c8? Absolutely nothing. Right? So pretty moves are not the same as good moves. Try to avoid playing pretty moves and play good moves instead. It's quite a difficult concept to master on lower levels, but it is definitely a step toward the correct direction. My instinct is to drop back, but in that case knight c4 may be a bit annoying. Instinct B is to drop back this way, but I don't like that one too much either, because that makes the e4 pawn a bit more vulnerable. Okay, can I do bishop c2, knight c4, bishop b3, knight b2, queen c2, trapping the knight? No, I can't, because it goes out on c4. Close, but no cigar. Bishop b1, knight c4, queen e2. Somehow it doesn't feel aesthetic. Could go queen c2 with bishop a2 to follow. Yeah, I'm a bit reluctant to go here. I'm not going to pretend that I'm not. I certainly am reluctant to go there. The final question is, what if we force the trade and just get good piece placement? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I don't like this clumsy locking in the rooks and separating pieces. I'm happy to part with my bishop pair if I get very, very rapid development with queen takes, rook across, bishop back to h4, reopening the theme of this obnoxious pin. We are golden. With f4, e4 obviously requires now more attention, because I never have the possibility to defend it with f3. So we can say that we have made it a little bit weaker, but realistically speaking, we should be more than happy here. So once again, rook e8 is the move I'm looking at. Bishop h4, bishop f8. e5, de, and now unfortunately our queen is hanging, so we can't just win a piece. We could take, and after either rook retakes de5, and the pin is hurting. G5 forced, takes. That may be winning for white. Other than rook e8, if d5, I mean, I have got take, maybe. Yeah, rook e8, good. Yeah, look, I like this pin. I don't want to. I don't want to act like I don't. I do, and I'm going to act on it. We are going to put the pressure on this human. Our next move could be a variety of things. Rook d1. I don't think I'm threatening to win a piece yet with e5 because after d, f, e... Oh yes, I am actually, because queen c5, bishop f2. Okay, so after bishop h4, we have introduced the game-winning threat of take, e5. Take, queen c5 check, and bishop f2. Whoa! Welcome to I am cool, this is the elastic band motif. Unfortunately, it also doesn't work because bishop takes knight d6. It looks like carnage city there. Yeah. 97 also looks delicious, but I think this is the way to fame and glory. And I'm threatening to take none of these because we are unfortunately pinned. However, against literal everything except for bishop a6, my next move is rook d1. And against bishop a6, which I think is their best move, by the way, speaking of tactical awareness, I'm just going to slide back. Which is going to allow them to get out of dodge in terms of removing all three from being on prey. But we're still doing splendidly well there. I didn't want to go to d4 because that provokes knight c6 with another tempo, and I'm developing their pieces, and that's not my idea of fun. Okay, this looks very weird because now after rook d1, knight f4, queen g3, he has got 4 hanging pieces. And I'm not good at maths, but that doesn't sound good. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Yep, knight f4, queen g3, and yeah, carnage city. Yep. Let's go. Just a quick check with knight h5, but then I have queen f3, and then knight is hanging, pawn is hanging, rook is hanging, bishop is hanging. In fact, should I go here? Just to even introduce that. I would assume that after queen f3 they play queen g5. And then I take this and then it's game over. Yeah, I suspect queen f3 is a little bit more accurate. Because it introduced the 417th threat on the board. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 417, yeah. Queen here or here is going to happen. Against either we take the bishop. And GG. I'm quite happy with how we played this game overall. I'm not sure if we made any mistakes in this phase. It's possible that maybe here rook e1 or bishop c2 prophylaxis was also very good. But overall I think that this was really, really well played in the right spirit. And yeah. What else? Queen f6? No. Yeah, and I honestly, I think it's gonna be resignation. Yeah, let's go back a bit. Yeah, I feel this was all played well. Obviously, knight d5 was not a good move here, but I think the pressure is crazy strong here. Like after bishop f8, I have even queen d4, just to add even more love to this, and then we're threatening with knight h6 check, pawn takes bishop f6. It's brutal. It really is brutal. I think perhaps their best chance was a d5 break at some point. Perhaps here. Maybe d5, e5, knight e4, and then it's messy. Yeah. So, yeah, d5, e5, knight e4, knight e4, d4, queen d8, bishop d8 forced, and then knight d6 forks wins the pawn. That's a beautiful line, actually. Check that out. So d5, e5, knight e4, knight e4, d4, queen d8. They have to take back with the bishop because otherwise it's hanging. And then knight d6 forks, rook, bishop, pawn on e4. That would have been very neat. So maybe d5 wasn't on the cards either. Yeah. Solid game. Solid game. What is noteworthy though is that my opponent played really good chess. Like they are about 1800 rapid, and in the opening they haven't done anything outlandishly wild. Bishop e7 obviously is not good. Don't play like this. Played d5. And so they landed in this very passive position, but like it's nothing crazy. It's an ordinary opening, and then we managed to get the better of them. And I think that they are just allowing their clock to run out, which is super annoying. And I strongly disapprove. But it's, yeah, what it is. We did anticipate that. And we are golden. An interesting phenomenon to observe here is that a lot of club players here think that they win a rook and they take the rook, which is just terrible maths, because that way we are only winning an exchange, which is worth less than a free piece, right? Now he's hoping to sell me some checkmate shenanigans. If knight d6, they have check. Queen f2, rook d6, queen c5. Yeah, okay, so we are safe. Oh, wait. Oh, knight d6, rook d6, rook d6, queen c5 check. Oh, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. Phew, boy, we caught it just on time. All right, let's go here then. Eee, that was a lot closer than I like to admit. No, wait, knight d5. I may have been a bit reckless here. Take queen e7. How do we evac here? Oh, e5. Check this out. Rook here, queen here, e5. Queen takes, rook d8 check, wins the queen. Oh, ouchie. Bit of a flourish in the end. And if they don't take, the knight d6 brings out the knight. A bit of a flourish there. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, but don't I have e5 now anyway? In fact, what was the point of this? I mean, it's gonna come in here. But that is not exactly hurting us, right? Okay, rook c2. Maybe rook d8 or knight d8 even. Yeah, actually knight d8 is interesting. Yeah, knight d8, rook e8, rook d7. And I'm hitting f7 big time. Rook f8 forced. And then knight c6. And then the knight is coming to e7. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think there is any point in pursuing this check. Yeah, let's go here. What I didn't count on was rook here. And if rook d6, then queen d6, e d6, rook takes, and we lose. Would be pretty sad. Would rather not do that. So now is the time to offer a queen trade. This keeps things clean. We're forcing the queens off. I don't care about dropping that pawn. It's totally fine. And yeah, the knight is now going to be easily evacuated. In fact, after take, so take, rook takes, I might go rook c4. Because that puts that rook out of use. Rather handily. We'll see. We'll see. Unfortunately for us or for our opponent, they seem to be running very, very dry on time too. That is a terrible move. Oh my god. Why would you do that? Now I can just block the check. That was awful. I have no idea why they did that. That was the worst move they played so far in the game. That was absolutely miserable. Now I can just ignore this. 96 defends it, by the way. But I can just rock up with the king and take it. Like, there's no hurry. That was horrid. Like, they really should have taken b2. Now, king activation done. And now they are hanging a rook. So they needed to play rook c7 here in order to try to penetrate down here. And then I might have had to pull the rook back before getting the knight out and then taking this. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Okay, let me see. Is it out of whack? Yes, yes. Okay, so let's see how we went. Perfect moves by me. Perfect moves. Perfect. Queen e2 is the engine's favorite move here. Okay. Similar concept to what I did, only marginally better than rook e1. But f4 was bad. So I needed to drop back here, apparently, which I didn't even think about. Allowing this. Wait, what? Take, take. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh my god, I didn't see this. Wow, that is next level beaut. Okay, that was very cool, and I did not even consider it. That was really nice. Although, according to the engine, even here I'm plus 1.5. Bishop h4 best. Oh, we missed queen g3. Oh, nose. And free piece here, folks. Ouch! That was terrible. That was terrible. Queen g3 was better than queen f3, apparently. And yeah, this was bad. Handily converted game, guys. I'm very, very happy with this. We demonstrated d4. We demonstrated how to put pressure on, how to utilize space advantage, slight lead in development. I think we had the whole package in this game. Very happy with this one. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please don't forget to sub, to like, to leave a comment down below. Send me the love, basically, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.